there's a talking demon. The demons are never far away. It's Halloween, my favorite time of year, if you hadn't already guessed. You can't go far without spotting a ghost, not in my world anyway. So today I'm at Pumpkimania, you guessed it, a pumpkin festival. This is on the outskirts of Brussels in Belgium, and it's a huge pumpkin festival. Now, I thought this would make a pleasant change from all the creepy, scary jump scares that I've been experiencing this Halloween. This is a calm, family-friendly pumpkin festival, and there's hundreds and hundreds of pumpkin sculptures. Did you know that there's actually over 800 different varieties of pumpkin? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to see some of them today. So come with me and let's check out the big orange Halloween pumpkins. The pumpkin festival, for anyone who wants to check it out, is at Groot-Bijgaarden Castle. Now, excuse me if I have pronounced that incorrectly. It is a beautiful chateau, and the pumpkins are strewn across the grounds. So I'm going to show you some quirky, fun pumpkin sculptures. When you arrive at this chateau, or should I call it a castle, you walk through the gates across the drawbridge and the pumpkins just keep on coming. There's all kinds of sculptures like this one behind me. I'm going to find out what this actually is meant to be. So thank you, Google Translate. These are actually supposed to be Roman columns. Let's take a closer look. As you can probably tell by the attire, it is a freezing cold, wet day here in Brussels, but that is not dampening my spirits. And there's a few skeletons on this trail too, so it's not just pumpkins. In fact, this place opens after dark. Sadly, I'm not able to visit tonight, so I'm getting my pumpkin fill during the day. Next stop, this is actually a catapult on wheels. Hopefully I'm not gonna get a pumpkin to the face today, but there's a lot of things you can do with pumpkins. Pumpkin squash, pumpkin soup, carving pumpkins, pumpkin veloute. Okay, I could go on for ages and ages and ages, but there's a whole kilometre of pumpkins waiting for me. So let's see some more, shall we? today I'm making poor decisions so you don't do the same. It is quite apparent that this pumpkin trail would be a hell of a lot better after dark. As you can kind of see behind me, the sun is just coming out, which kind of is ruining the ambient vibe. But yeah, these pumpkins are actually lighting up. But obviously in the middle of the afternoon, that is slightly lost. But I did want to provide an alternative to frights and things that go boo in the dark. So this is my daytime wholesome pumpkin exploration. There is a talking demon. The demons are never far away. Can't escape them. He isn't quite finished. So there is a threatening, menacing, terrifying demon keeping guard of the pumpkin patch. There's lots of creeps out. Is he talking about me? Wow, rude. These pumpkin sculptures are quite impressive, and they have a few links to history for anyone who's familiar. This is the wolf of Romulus. Everyone knows the famous story of Romulus and Remus. Well, I'm almost being transported to the heart of Rome with this pumpkin sculpture. And this one is Caesar on his chariot. So the pumpkin trail is a little bit of a history lesson. Fun fact, huh? Quite stunning attention to detail. Sadly, the horse head, not pumpkin, but everything else is made up of tiny little pumpkins, and Caesar himself is made of pumpkins. You guessed it. There is a running theme here, and if you don't like pumpkins, I'm surprised you're still watching, to be honest with you, because this is a pumpkin trail. I mean, there's not many ghosts. There's a vampire in a coffin, but yeah, the theme is pumpkins. And what a beautiful use for a beautiful vegetable. Let's make pumpkin pie. Ooh, pumpkin pie, another thing you can do with a pumpkin, and that's quite American of me. And not long until Thanksgiving. I wonder what actually happens to these pumpkins after the festival, because that would be a hell of a lot of pumpkin pie, or pumpkin soup, or pumpkin juice, or I'm gonna out pumpkin myself if I keep talking about pumpkins like this, but it's Halloween. My favourite time of year, if you hadn't already guessed. Also find a few surprises. In this little hut there is a wicked evil witch. Animatronics are on display here. Ha, ha, ha. You can't go far without spotting a ghost, not in my world anyway. This one is pumpkin focused and probably wouldn't scare you if he jumped out at you in the dead of night. Although a ghost made from pumpkins probably would be more terrifying than an actual ghost at this point in my existence. But yeah, the Halloween theme continues. I'm halfway around my Pumpkimania experience, and as you can probably tell, it's got slightly windy. The cool thing about this place is, as you can see from the big pumpkin wall behind me, I'm not actually sure what that is. That kind of looks like a church, but there is a greenhouse here, which I'm assuming is where they help harvest some of these fresh vegetables. But you can actually buy pumpkin soup. I feel like I've been manifesting that since I got here. There's nothing better on an autumnal day, a nice hearty bowl of pumpkin soup. And they also have pumpkin fries, which I'm surprised aren't more popular. I mean, we have sweet potato fries, we have vegetable fries. Pumpkin fries, where have they been all my life? I'm going to check them out. I'm going to give them a try and see if they're worth the hype, or if I've just gone a little bit pumpkin crazy. But if ever there was a time to go pumpkin crazy, it's Halloween, right? A fun little update. These are actually Roman columns behind me. I called them an orange pumpkin wall, which does not do them justice. In fact, the whole theme of the event this year, if you hadn't already guessed when you saw Julius Caesar, is Romans. So expect to see Romans as well as pumpkins if you come to Pumpkimania. I'm not usually one to do a taste test. For those of you who tune into the Brocarde show regularly, you can see me running from Ghost. You can see me covering weird and wonderful locations. You will rarely see me eating a pumpkin fry, but we are at a pumpkin festival, so let's give it a whirl. Very good. Not too dissimilar to sweet potato fries. Also, I have the pumpkin soup to try here, which looks very, very messy. And how I'm going to try that in the wind without getting it everywhere, then I do not know. So here it is, pumpkin soup. And I'm guessing this is going to be the freshest pumpkin soup I've ever tasted. And I'm wearing dark red lipstick, so let's see whether I look like a crime scene after this. That's actually not too bad. It's all right. It could do with a little bit of seasoning, but I do make a killer soup myself, so yeah, my expectations are really high. But you've definitely got to come and try this if you come to the Pumpkin Festival. And I'm not going to carry on eating this whole pot of soup in front of you. That would be an hour-long video potentially, and I don't want to get into the weird world of people tuning in to watch me eat. So see ya in a minute. Bye. What a glorious autumn day in the pumpkin patch. Did I? See, I feel like that pumpkin soup had something crazy in it because it's definitely given me the boost I need to continue this video. That was kind of funny. That took a long time, me trying to eat soup with a virtually flat wooden spoon. Yeah, I do sometimes struggle to do the most normal of things. Fun fact, for those of you who don't know me, who are watching this, and if anyone does know me and is watching this, why? That's freaky. Sorry. It's quite amazing, isn't it, how fresh, hearty vegetables can actually rejuvenate you. I wonder if when I watch this back, my energy will be up to notch after the super pumpkin soup. Whenever I seem to be making a vlog, I seem to be tired. I literally got to Belgium this morning. I was up at 3 a.m. to get on the glorious ferry across the water, and it was not glorious at all. It was so choppy. I have not been on a P&O cruise for so long that has been that choppy. It was that bad. There were literally people sitting, throwing up around me, which is just not what you want at 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, my day started, that was probably a little bit too much information, especially as I've gone from that to talking about pumpkin soup. So you may have just been thinking, oh, I might go and make myself a little homemade pumpkin soup, and now I'm talking about seasickness. Yeah, see, it's definitely given me some kind of crazy energy. Back to the pumpkin trail. So just to give you a little bit of context about how fresh some of this pumpkin carving actually is, this sculpture here was done this afternoon. When I walked past this earlier in the rain, so I didn't stop, a guy was carving this very pumpkin, and it's actually starting to rain now. So every time I go near this pumpkin, rain descends upon me. But yeah, pretty sick, pretty epic work. And I wonder how long these last, because of course when you start carving into a pumpkin, then it's only a matter of time before nature takes over. This is by far the most beautiful part of Pumpkimania, right in front of the castle. There's some huge pumpkins. Some of them are several kilos. Yeah, lots and lots of kilos. Anyway, behind me, theatrics, Dracula in a coffin, so a few traditional Halloween spooks as well. This is by far the most stunning spot in the whole of Pumpkimania. All of these hundreds of pumpkins in front of the stunning, beautiful castle. My favourite spot. Not a sculpture, nothing elaborate, just beautiful autumnal goodness. And with that, I'm going to descend into the night on my next Halloween mission. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying my spooky Halloween special. In fact, there's several Halloween specials. In fact, the Halloween fun is going to continue all year round. So if you like that, drop me a comment, follow me, like, and every time I get the camera out, it starts to rain. And I'm prepared, so bye.